Hello guys, and welcome back to another Tweaker Man video. So today I'm going to show you how to treat an MK Logic Plus to improve the performance of it. So these plugs are what I'm going to use in the mains conditioning hub. Now we'll just flip it over to the back. Okay, so there you've got your terminals there, your neutral and your live, and your two earths. Now a few years ago these Logic Plus double sockets and single sockets used to have the earth was a copper plated rods that go in along here and up to there and towards the two screw holes at each end. But as things moved on, they seem to have made them slightly cheaper. But if you can see inside, you've still got copper terminals, or I should say copper plated terminals. Now over a period of time, even when these are in the packets like this one, they can degrade slowly because the contact becomes it oxidizes a little bit. So what we're going to be doing is just showing you how to clean that off. So for this job we're going to need some kitchen towel, we're going to need some cotton buds, we're going to need some silver polish or Brasso, and then we're going to need some deoxit and some deoxit gold. So let's get into this video and I'll show you exactly how it works. So first of all, we're going to get some silver polish. Okay, and we'll just squirt some in the lid there a little bit. And now the problem is with these is you've got to be very careful you don't lose these in the hole, because they have a tendency to slide off. So you just want a tiny bit of silver polish on there. You want to poke it down into the contact there and work it up and down. See, now you'll see some black coming off of there. That's where the polish is polishing the surface of the copper. Now don't put too much on. You don't want too much on there because it'll all get stuck inside. Turn it around. Right, okay, then move up a bit to the next one, which is the live. See if I can show you it that way up. Now make sure obviously these screws in the ends are all screwed up, so you can get your cotton bud in there. Right, so all you've got to do now is just to buff those contacts up now, just to get all the rest of the polish off. Right, so we want to go around that side. You want to make sure you get all the polish off. Now you can't really see this on the camera there, but that's gone very bright in the side there now. And right, so that's all cleaned off there. So we're just going to clean these bits of copper on here as well. You'll be able to see how much more shiny this comes up, and do one and then you can compare it to the other one, the other side. This is a very quick and simple way of doing this. Some companies charging silly money for these plugs just with this done to it. So look, you can see that one there is shined up a lot more than that one. So it's taken the oxidization off of it. So we'll just do the same to this one here. You can do it with a piece of cloth as well, but it's easier with a cotton bud like this. So you can see how much black comes off on there. It come off anyway. Black comes off of metal when you rub it with a polish anyway. But so that's one's that there. So even though these are pressed steel, the earth parts are pressed steel, what we want to do is we want to still clean those inside there as well, just to make the contact better. and you can clean the top part there as well of it. So you're still getting black off of that as well. You'll get it off of any metal that you clean over. All we're doing is enhancing the contact. That's all we're doing. I mean, these are minimal micro things to do, but when you're pushing the limits to tweaking, this is what we do. You can see all that black coming off of there. So now we just want to give it a final buff up. Always make sure that these ends don't come off, because once they get stuck in there, they're a bucket to get out. There you go, black still coming out of there. Right, we'll give it a final run over to make sure that there's nothing in these bits before we start treating it with our deoxit. Those bits of final buff up. You have to use a fair amount of these cotton buds. They just right, there we go. I mean, you can polish up all of these bits, all the rod that goes along there, give it a polish up. Okay, so that's done for there. Let's put this back on there. Now what we're going to do is we need to turn this over. So I'm going to clamp this in the clamp here, and then in the vise, and I'm going to show you how to we need to open up the sockets. Just get that in there like that. We'll just tighten that up to keep that in place. That's it, that's nicely in place there. Now this is the most difficult bit. We need to open up the plug there. There we go. I've just popped that in there and opened that up. Enabled to spray the deoxit in there. And we really want to treat all of the contact in there with deoxit. And you can't get into that bit to do the unless you can take the plug apart, which they're not easy to take apart, these plugs. So, and then we'll treat the earth in there as well. So we just push the screwdriver in and lever it back. Give it a good blast in there. Same with that again. Right, okay, so now what we want to do, wipe all the excess off with some kitchen roll. Now we're going to flip it over, and you'll see it's leaked all out the back there anyway. So we're going to give it another blast here, treat all these parts, all of that rod that runs along there, the earth rod. You give it a couple of seconds and then you give it another blast. Right, okay, so what we're going to do is leave that now for 20 minutes or so, and then we're going to clean off for the excess of the deoxit, and then we're going to treat it with some deoxit gold. So we've left it to dry now for around 20 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to clamp it back in here again, and then we're going to give it some deoxit gold now. Take that out of there. Flip that into there. There we go. Right, okay, so repeating the process now. Just push that back. Put a bit of deoxit gold in there. Pops out the rice. Let's come out again there. Bit in there. Now, why do we use deoxit? Because it's a very good contact enhancer. So it improves your contact. So that's what you really want to do. You need the best contact possible. And it's like if you've got a plug, a brass plug, and it looks all dull and not very shiny. Go over it with some Brasso. Trust me, it works really well. It really does improve the contact. It's like everything. Now we've got it on the back here now. What we're going to do is going to use a bit of this deoxit gold here. I'm just going to run a bit down onto the contact there and onto the screw at the top. Just to enhance this more. There you go, on all those bits. We really want to give this the best possible treatment we can. Now you can send these away and have them deep cryogenically treated as well, which I may do before I fit them, because I usually do a lot of my stuff. I'll get it all deep cryogenically treated. That's another good enhancer. So that's how you do it. It's pretty easy. We've improved all the contacts in there now, so you just leave that to dry for a bit and then wipe the excess off. Make sure you wipe the excess off. You don't want to leave all that oil and the, well, it's, you know, the solvent on there, because it doesn't really dry that well. It sort of dries, but it yeah. So that's the way to do it. It's pretty straightforward. You can see that. We'll leave that to dry, wipe that off, and then that'll be one plug treated for our mains conditioning hub. So I hope you like this video. It's only a quick one. Companies like Russ Andrews and other companies sort of charge around about, I think they're around about maybe £40 for one of these sockets just treated like this, and these are only I think they're about £6 or maybe £8 each. I know you've obviously got to invest in this stuff, but if you invest in this stuff first, you can use it for everything you're doing, and over a period of time it can save you quite a lot of money. So all I've got to say is thanks for watching another Tweaker Man video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to press that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. And thank you for watching, guys. Cheers.